Good morning, Zandra. Good afternoon, Kim. And good afternoon, other people who get up early. Welcome to this week's discussion about Steal Like an Artist. This is by Austin Kleon. We're just reading through it. We're on chapter 7. You can jump in at any time. As I previously mentioned, I do recommend you guys do go out and purchase this book to support Austin, as we are just doing a discussion here. We have Kim and Zandra here in the chat. Welcome, you guys. Hope you've had a good week. Anything exciting or of note that you guys have worked on? I know Zandra was filming a music video, and so I'm really interested to see how that went. I know you were gonna maybe take some extra shots and do some editing this week, so that's exciting. Kim, you were a little quiet about your activities this week, I think last week, so if you did anything cool, let me know. What I ended up doing was taking some photos of some paintings, finishing editing some stuff, and continued to work on my website, where I'm going to be working with a vendor to actually have my paintings and stuff printed on clothing and notebooks and things. So that's really exciting. I worked on that quite a bit. Other than that, just normal day-to-day life stuff. So throw it all in the chat here. Oh, Zandra, she says they're still filming the video. They took a hike 10 miles, got a couple of shots, and oh, your bummer butt ruined one of them. It would be funny if the blisters weren't so terrible. Oh, I'm sorry you have blisters. I ended up getting a weird blister on the back of my heel, but not from hiking, just from wearing a pair of shoes. Zandra's asking how the new job is. I'm still in between jobs. I'm waiting for my license from the state right now. So that's definitely just sitting on my hands in the meantime. I'm checking out some other things to do in the meantime. But yeah, no, but I did get my car out of the shop. So I got my car fixed finally. And so now I'm going to be able to kind of go wherever the work is. Kim says, wow, busy week, Sari. Started cutting the glass for the commission. Oh, that's right. You got a cool commission coming up. Yay, car, Zandra says. Right, I know, Zandra, you and Jeremy, your car kind of broke down, so hopefully you guys got that fixed. Going out and doing your hiking, I'm assuming you did, hopefully. What kind of commission are you working on this time? Is it that big? The big 3-panel piece, or I thought you said you finished that one. So hopefully you just got a new commission coming in. That's exciting. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So art in between, and just doing my best to enjoy the rest of the summer. So Kim says, yes, she's working on that 3-panel one. Awesome. So you're still working on that. Good news. And then Zandra's getting her car fixed tomorrow. They hiked because they didn't have the car. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm excited to see this 3-panel piece. So I know I posted, what did I post? Oh, I was redesigning my logo this week. And so I posted in the Facebook group the logo redesign I was working on. I was playing with some more of a font-heavy design rather than the design I've been using, where I have my moon and all that. But I think I have it pretty much worked out to where I'm going, so I got to finish that and then start putting my new design on stuff, because like I said, I did go and redo my whole website. It's looking pretty sharp. I'm pretty happy with it. So I've been reading up on how to do things properly, rather than, I've had it up for 3 years, so it's time for an update. So yes, that is going to be awesome, Kim. Cool. So everybody's got good projects going on. I still have some photos to edit, and I have to go out for another photo editing trip because it started to get dark. So I'm going to go out for one more trip, edit those photos. And so it's still quite a bit of work, but I've made some headway. Has anybody found anything cool in the journal that they wanted to share with us? I ended up, I really liked this one. It says, write something here that would get you fired, expelled, or disowned. And then it says to scribble it over it so nobody can read it. But I'm not scribbling over mine. I'm just I just wrote down a bunch of stuff, and more looking forward, looking ahead. And some people might read it and think that I'm crazy, but I have a cool vision for the future. And so I wrote that out and decided not to scribble it out. So that was kind of fun for me. Just, keep your dreams big and keep working towards them. And don't share them with people, because a lot of times people will look at you and be like, be realistic. So Zandra says she's been reading one of the other books that Kleon has written, and she really liked it. It's called Show Your Work. Oh, that's pretty cool, because that coincides with last week's chapter, which was do good work and share it with people. So Zandra's reading Show Your Work by Austin, and the last week's chapter in Steal Like an Artist was do good work and share it with people. So that's really cool. If you have any little tidbits you want to share on that, or maybe that might be another interesting book to add to our discussion group. Zandra says, be realistic, blah. That's why I have made some stickers and magnets and stuff, and it says be surrealistic. So that's kind of my thing. I used to get told be realistic all the time, but like I don't really subscribe to that kind of attitude. All right, y'all. Well, welcome again. I guess we'll get going into this book here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just get going in the book. The journal, we're just kind of adding things that we find. So, all right. So this week it's geography is no longer our master. And this week we kind of go where A, it doesn't matter where you are, and then B, wherever you are, you should get out and go and explore. So it's kind of, he's exploring the duality of this geography is not your master. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So he says that he grew up in the middle of a cornfield in southern Ohio, and he says to build your own world, which I really like, because for the quarantine, I've heard a lot of people complaining that they had to be at home. And you may have already heard me say this, but why do you hate to be in your home? That should be like your refuge. That should be a place that you go to unwind and reset and enjoy yourself. So a lot of people are like, okay, I hate being at home. And it's just never really made any sense to me, because I absolutely love to be at home. I never run out of things to do. So I don't really know. If you guys are with me on that, give me a word in the chat box. I know Zandra sometimes agrees with me. So yeah, so Austin says that 90% of his peers and mentors don't even live where he lives now in Austin, Texas. And he says that they live everywhere. And he knows a lot of his peers and people from the internet, which I know Kim from the internet. And Zandra, we actually met in person, but yeah, like I've met some people on the internet, or like a lot of times I'll meet somebody as an acquaintance and then utilize the internet to actually connect with them. Especially now this year, I've strengthened a lot of friendships over the internet, and a lot of those people can be really supportive to you. I remember back when the internet first came out, and I moved across the country, and I would talk to my friends on the other side of the US and the internet. I know everybody's, used AOL Instant Messenger. Who's as old as me? Kim says, I love being at home. She's able to try new mediums and she loves it. Reading books about artists and books by artists. And she loves Saris Sundays. Oh, Saris Sundays. That's actually super cute. Oh, thank you, Kim. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it and showing up. It makes me feel really good. Zandra says, I've been talking with another abstract artist in New Mexico that she found on Instagram. See, and it's cool because a lot of times people can be really intimidated by other creatives and be like, I know I have met a couple of artists that I was like kind of fangirling over here in Seattle, like following their work for like a year or whatever. And then all of a sudden I got to meet them in person and had like really good conversations with them. And now I've like run into them at the Sunday market, or I've ran into them at other shows. And it's really cool because you can have nice conversations and they're good people. And, other creatives, people tend to be like intimidated about talking to people that they view as above them, or I don't want to bother them, but it's really fun to reach out to people and actually connect, like Zondra's saying here. So that's awesome. The abstract artist in New Mexico. Yeah, maybe share the artist. I know I found a lot of artists that I really like on Instagram. So yeah, it's cool. Get out there, connect. So a lot of these people can become friends. A lot of them can become mentors. A lot of them can help to share some of the things that they've done. And everybody knows something that they can share. And a lot of times just by talking to somebody, you'll just get a piece of information that maybe you needed at that moment. Sometimes like that synchronicity again, like we were talking about from the artist's way, a lot of times stuff just comes our way that we need right when we need it. Zandra says there's an artist like that she happened to run into at 3 festivals in one summer. And now he knows who I am and I love his work. See, it's so cool. And you get like a familiarity going, even if it's just a hi, how are you? And, oh, hey, I know you, a little camaraderie. I think that we're going to all appreciate that a lot more even now after all this year. So that's dope. I love it. Let's see. So then Austin says most of his thinking and conversation and art-related fellowship is online. And instead of a geographical art scene, he has Twitter buddies and Google Reader, which I don't use Twitter very much. I barely use it at all. Some dare say I just have automatic posts that post there, and I don't really go and read it. But Google Reader, yeah. So you don't have to actually live anywhere specific to start connecting with the world that you want to be in. I know when I went to school, I also, when I was in 9th grade, I also lived across the street from a cornfield. And let me tell you, 4 a.m. comes really early when they start harvesting their crop. And then the train was right by there too. So then, you have the train going through. Oh my God. I don't miss living by a train or a cornfield. Does anybody else ever live by a train or a cornfield? It's not cool. Kim says that Austin, I think, wrote this book in 2012 when Google Reader and Twitter were more popular. Well, apparently Twitter's really popular right now. Kim lives by a train. Sorry, I'm laughing. How are those? What's your train schedule like there? Oh my God. I used to work at a Subway and we had a drive-through, like the only Subway I've ever seen that had a drive-through. And people would try and go through the drive-through. It was right by a train track too. And people would try to go through the drive-through when the train was going by. We had to go out back and take their order like in person. It was ridiculous. You can't hear me. Zandra says she lives by a train now, and it is the reason she moved here. She's a train nut. Kim says big trains rolling from north to south and south to north all night. She loves it. Okay, so it's like your guys' lullaby. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you guys enjoy living by the train. For me, it wasn't my fave. At a certain point, you get used to it, right? Like, yeah, there were definitely nights it didn't wake me up, but man, definitely. Well, then yes. Okay, anyway. I love that we're starting talking about trains. Oh my God. Okay, I'm super happy you guys love trains. And Kim says they hook up with the cars within walking distance of her house. So do you feel like a sort of like when they drive by it like vibrates, right? Like so you get some kind of like energy from the train, like you're like recharging as it goes by. I feel like you guys have superpowers from the trains now. Sandra says, "Oh, she loves that part, Kim." Oh, you guys. Oh, you get. Okay, so Kim says she gets lots of energy from the trains. Sandra says her whole house shakes. Oh, yes, you guys get superpowers from the trains. Now I know how you do it. Oh, that's so cool. So Sandra, I'm thinking about, okay, so like some of the beaches here, you can go down and the train tracks run along the beach, and so sometimes like they'll have a you just have to wait for the train to pass, and sometimes they'll have like a walkway over the train. Zandra says sometimes she just sits and watches them out the window. That I feel like this is like a meditative thing now, for you guys, like because it takes so long for the train to go by. I feel like you can get some sense of like a reset. Kim, am I not allowed to say that? Kim said something in the chat that she said not to tell anybody. That's not. Okay. So if you want to get the secrets in the chat room, you'll have to show up and watch live with us. Kim specifically said don't tell anybody this, but okay. Okay, secrets don't make friends. Sandra says, I think I know the exact park you were talking about. I took a series of photos there with my photography class on film. So right, Carkeek Park has a walkway where you can go over the tracks. And then a lot of the other parks around here, you just have to wait. Like Blue Ridge is a private one. You can only get in there if you have like somebody that lives in one of the houses. Rich people. But yeah. Really pretty. It's cool because you can see the Olympics across. So we're on the one side of the sound, and then the peninsula is on the other, and you can see the Olympic Mountains on the peninsula. There's a good one in Shoreline. Yep, I think it's Carkeek. That's the one. Oh, Shoreline. Richmond Beach is the one in Shoreline, and that one's gorgeous. Yep. So beautiful places around here if y'all are in Seattle. So just as you can see, we have this beautiful, rich community here in this online platform of people all the way across the U.S. and all the way on the other side of the U.S. Zandra confirms, yes, it is Richmond Beach she's talking about. Yes, beautiful beach. I love how you pull up and you're like flat, and all of a sudden you look down this giant hill and there's this beautiful view of the beach. It's just wide open. It's gorgeous. Like that moment when you pull up to go drive down in the parking lot is just beautiful. Highly recommend it. Yeah. So back to our community and our book here. You know, we've just clearly illustrated his point. Kim says federal law, it is trespassing. Kim. Okay, Kim says I can say. So Kim says, don't tell anyone, but I put pennies on the track. And she says they cannot derail. And then she says, federal law, it is trespassing, but it fell out of your pocket. It is another matter. So Kim just walks across the track with pennies full of her pockets just to see how many fall out. You're funny. Just for shits and giggles. Just to see. Maybe like run or like bounce across the track and then just see how many pennies fall out of your pocket. I think that's a good game because it can't derail, so you feel safe. Kim says she makes bracelets out of the pennies. So you let the train squish the pennies and then you turn them into bracelets. I feel like I really want to get you a anvil and a hammer for Christmas. That's what you need, Kim. Zandra says ROFLMFAO, rolling on the floor, my fucking ass off. Rolling my Kim says have one. Oh, she has an anvil and a hammer. Perfect. So this is just enjoying life and finding pleasures in the small pleasures of life. So where you live doesn't matter. You can always find a train. So geography is not your master. Geography is no longer a master because there are trains everywhere. You guys are great. All right. So we build our own world around us. So whatever's around you, if you can look at it in a new way and find some sort of sick pleasure out of doing something just a little bit different, just find enjoyment in the small things of life. Sandra says, quote of the session. Oh, the trains everywhere. I think Sandra's referring to geography is no longer our master. There are trains everywhere. Screw the internet. We just care about the trains. Oh, man. But yeah, so build your world around you. Surround yourself with books and objects that you love. And might I interject, trains, So I'm over here commenting, make your home your paradise rather than your prison, right? So if you don't like your home, you made it that way, and that's your effing problem. You need to fix it. What would make it better for you? And so he's saying, take things up on the wall, surround yourself with books and objects that you love, create little habits and pastimes and routines that bring you joy, like looking out the window and watching the train when it shakes your whole house. Maybe when the train goes by, count how many pictures fall off your wall. Zandra, do you do that? Go outside and see how much change falls out of your pocket. Live crazy. Live a little. So we've got a little quote here from Franz Kafka. It says, it isn't necessary that you leave home. Sit at your desk and listen. Don't even listen. Just wait. Don't wait. Be still and be alone. The whole world will offer itself to you. So I think that's really speaking to a lot of times, if you're having artist block or whatever, just set a timer for 15 minutes, sit at your canvas, sit at your paper, and just scribble out whatever comes to you. Do an exercise. If you can't even find the energy to scribble it out, just sit there and still carve that time out for it. And even if you don't do anything the entire time, carving that time out and sitting and listening, oftentimes you can get inspiration from that as well. And maybe it's not going to happen in one day. Maybe it's not going to happen in 2 days. Maybe it takes you 3 weeks. I had a time where I couldn't create anything for 2 whole years. And finally, I was advised by a mentor figure to just sit at the canvas and, sit there for an hour. And if I don't do anything, if I'm not able to, that's okay. If I am able to do something and I think it's crap, that's okay. Finding your way out of your artist block and into your happiness often comes with just releasing your expectations about what you should or shouldn't be doing there. So Zandra says, yes, the quote of the session is my train quote. And she says, the shaking isn't bad enough to knock pictures off of her wall. Well, that's good. So, and then Kim says, oh my God, Franz Kafka, the Metamorphosis is wild good. Is that a book, Metamorphosis, or is that what kind of content is that? Because now I have to write this down. Pen. Releasing expectations. Zandra says word. So yes, Franz Kafka wrote Metamorphosis. Okay, so I'm going to write that down. Metamorphosis. So you guys always have great recommendations here. All right, homies. Sweet. Right, Zandra says, yes, Kafka is a writer. So, you know, there's something to be said for just sitting there and being quiet and waiting and not doing anything, and being still. We have a little picture here, and Austin says to enjoy captivity. I like being holed up. Like, I know it's hard for some people because a lot of people don't have a good space to set up and take refuge in. So I personally can relate to that. I lived in 2 different places and was with a suitcase all the time. And before that, like, I couldn't really unpack. So like stuff wasn't, out. And so I went and took refuge in nature. And more specifically, even if it was freezing freaking cold and the wind was blowing, I would go and sit by the sound. The Pacific Ocean has like a little inlet here. So the sound, Puget Sound, I would go and sit by it and just listen to the water. And that would be my place of refuge. Or I had my art studio and I would just go there, and that was my place of refuge. So a lot of times, like, I understand like a lot of people don't have, that nice, peaceful home life, but there are places where you can go to get that peace of mind. And even if it's not, idyllic or perfect or what you want, you can still find something now somewhere that gives you that peace. So Kim says, I think being able to be alone with yourself and have a creative bone helps being able to be alone now. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that most of the people that are struggling are the ones that just, like to go out and party, maybe who haven't, or like to go out and do things, maybe even not even just partying, but the people that do a lot of like social things, who don't do a lot of things alone. If you don't know how to be alone with yourself, or if you're not used to it, it can be a really, really rough transition. Yes. So Zandra says, so Kim says, those that can't be alone must be going crazy. And that's exactly it, right? So I think this is, it's either going to make you or break you. You're either going to get really strong throughout all this, or it's going to you're just going to go nuts. And you have to make that decision about what it is that, you have to be cognizant about it to make any change. So Zandra says, I think not having a good space is the hard part. A lot of people here have such tiny, miserable spaces to live in. And Zandra says, yeah, this pandemic came for the extroverts. Yeah, I mean, even me, like, I'm like an introverted extrovert. I think I've heard, a lot of people will claim both terms, and I kind of feel that way. Like, I'm cool staying at home and I have projects and stuff, but like, I still need a social outlet. Kim says, amen, Zandra. Yeah. So these people that, are extroverted. Yeah. So there's a lot of struggle there. But, again, with the internet, if you're able, and so, a lot of times people, I saw this picture of these 2 kids at Taco Bell outside, sitting on the sidewalk, doing their homework using the Taco Bell's Wi-Fi. And there's a lot of people that don't even have the internet. And right now, we're really seeing a lot of, like, all the children are struggling right now. Everybody in education is struggling right now, unless you're one of the lucky few that's able to learn in that learning style. There's 5 different major types of learning styles. And so a lot of people are really struggling right now. Kids are falling behind, and especially the ones that don't have, computers and internet. Like, it's sad. So Kim says, you can be a creative social butterfly. Exactly. And then Zandra says, yeah, her computer died and she had to get creative with unemployment filing this week. Oh my God. That's right, Zandra, you said you were on your phone. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, because you can't even call in your unemployment now. So, and then the libraries are still closed. Are the libraries still closed? Because I know I tried to go back in March and I haven't tried to go since. Yeah, what are people supposed to do? Well, anyway, these are So Zandra says, thank goodness I have other resources. Yes, the libraries are closed. Well, good. I'm glad that you do, Zandra. Kim says her libraries are open. Right. Well, now we're getting off into a rabbit hole that I just have commentary on. So maybe let's circle back here. But yeah, so there's a lot that you can do without the resources, like go out, like it doesn't cost any money to go take a walk outside. It doesn't cost any money to, do certain things. So there are ways, even if to find some peace with yourself, even if, money is a factor. All right. So on that note, I said, carve out time for yourself, be still with your thoughts, just to draw, just to read. So Austin's in here saying that all you need is a little space and a little time, some self-imposed solitude and temporary captivity. I think none of us are struggling with that right now. Well, that's not true, because a lot of times people are, smaller living spaces, but hopefully you have a door you can close and be by yourself. You can find solitude and captivity in the wild. So oftentimes reading books can be like a really good escape. He says, now I have a car and a mobile phone. I'm always connected, never alone or captive. So I ride the bus to and from work, even though it's 20 minutes faster to drive. I go to a barber shop that's first come, first serve without Wi-Fi and always busy with a wait of a few hours. He keeps my laptop shut down at the airport. He hangs out in the library. And so down here he says, I always carry a book, a pen, and a notepad. I always enjoy my solitude and temporary captivity. And you see here that he's actually seeking out these situations that cost a little bit more time than normal so that he can carve out that time for himself. I know I used to ride the bus to work, and I would either do my homework on the bus or play a game on my phone, because I stay very busy. So for me, that was kind of a little bit of respite for myself as well, until the people with BO came on. But anyway. So then he says over here that once you know that it's okay, that you're not anywhere specific, because you can still find community anywhere, he's urging us to get out of our house and to leave your home and to go and explore. And he says, Jonah Lear, before that, Zandra says she gets too motion sick. I hate the bus for that reason, just sitting there, awful. Yeah, I do get motion sickness too. Like if I'm in a car, like a bus is like sometimes okay, and sometimes not. But like a car, if I'm not driving, I will get motion sickness for sure. But not on a boat and not on an airplane. So it's really weird for me. So yeah, I can't read a book in a car. I can read a book on a train, though. Back to the trains. I do like taking the train to Portland because it takes a little bit longer, but there's no risk of getting a speeding ticket. So for you guys lead foots out there. So Zandra says she can read on the train. Perfect. Get out that book. Jonah Lear says distance and difference are the secret tonic of creativity. When we get home, home is still the same, but something in our mind has been changed, and that changes everything. Right. So like a lot of times between activities, I like to do something to reset. So I'll go take a walk. I'll go sit by the water. I'll read a book. I'll take a nap if I can manage to take a nap. I'm not a good napper, but naps are a really good way to reset. Yoga, meditate, any of those things. Really good to just reset your brain between activities. Zandra says, train is the way. We love trains. I feel like we need to do train paintings this week, you guys. So have you left your home to go and explore, or have you explored to find your home, right? So he's talking about how he grew up in Ohio by a cornfield and now he lives in Texas, right? Like, so how do you figure out where you want to move if you've never been there? So he's urging us here to go and explore. I know Well, let me read a little bit from this before I start there. Sandra says she does nap when she writes, and she'll write her line and then pass out for 10 minutes. That's really funny. So yeah, like your process, right? Like, so you'll write a line and then you'll take like a 10-minute snoozle, and then you'll wake up and you'll write like another line. That's interesting. I like, everybody's got their process. It's really interesting. Sandra says she wants a train tattoo, and it's a creativity totem for her. Yeah, it is a good symbol, right? Like you can be a stowaway on a train. You can ship some cool stuff on a train. You can take a train to go see the countryside. Kim says Amtrak comes through Wilson if you guys want to come visit. Yes, I want to go on a train. Okay, Kim, we're gonna do this. We're going to New Mexico, and we'll take the train if it goes there, and we'll do a drawing a day. This is gonna happen. So not right now. People keep trying to get me to go travel. I'm quarantined. So where we choose to live has a huge impact on the work we do. Oh, here we go. We got more train talk, you guys. It got you going. So Zandra says, I have been having train dreams for years, a specific train, and its health is a reflection of my creative health. Damn. Kim says, yes, it does. She used to live in Alamogordo, New Mexico, and only one train stop in New Mexico. All right, we'll do the train. I want to know what this creative train is all about. So Zandra has this recurring train dream that is a reflection of her creative health. I think that's really interesting. I used to have a recurring dream when I was a kid, and I think that was symbolic of my mental health. But yeah, no, definitely 100%. Dreams are interesting like that. So back to here. At some point, when you can do it, you have to leave home. You can always come back, but if you have to leave at least once, your brain gets too comfortable in your everyday surroundings. You need to make it uncomfortable and to spend time in another land. Travel makes the world look new, and when the world looks new, our brain works harder. And I might say, like he's saying he lived in Ohio and it didn't matter. And like I used art as an escape for myself for so long because I was in surroundings that necessarily weren't a good fit for me. And like I said, like I landed in Seattle. Like I've got like a good community of people here. I felt pretty alien where I was. Like I didn't fit in. And now like I have like this really nice community of interesting people that are just walking around that I don't know. And there's a really nice community of people that I have met along the way. And that I've used the internet and stuff to get to know a little bit better this year. And occasionally I go out and see them, but it's inspiring to be around interesting people who are willing to discuss their different perspectives. And even though not everybody in Seattle is exactly like me, there's a lot of people that are different that are willing to talk about stuff. So I think it's really important to be in an area to where you feel kind of comfortable. Of course, there's different types of people everywhere. Lots of people talk about the Seattle freeze, which like, I guess that's just if you're like around a bunch of business people in Seattle, but I don't know, whatever. But yeah, you just got to find like your own little group of weirdos to be around, whoever you relate to. So I've just found that here. So Kim says, you could make art across America on the way and publish it to finance another trip somewhere else. That's a dope idea. Zandra says, no, I got the freeze. Yeah. So Zandra doesn't agree with what I said as far as like her experience. So for me, like it's taken me a lot of time to find people. Like it's interesting because in my apartment building, most of the people in my apartment, you go to like say hi to your neighbor and like people won't. I lucked out my next door neighbor. I do talk to her and she's really friendly. But a lot of people in my apartment building, they don't talk. So, I mean, it's still, you got to find your niche, right? Like, but I didn't freeze you out, Zandra. So I don't know, everybody has a different experience, right? And my mom says, oh, what about the Seattle freeze? And I'm like, I don't really know. Like if a bunch of the guys that work in the tech field don't say hi to me, I'm just like, whatever, like, that's their experience. But yeah, I don't know. So you just gotta find an area where you feel comfortable. Like, I like the art community and stuff here, and I'm even finding now that there's another area of Seattle that has maybe a different community that I might be more interested in being a part of. But you just gotta kind of seek out people, and you gotta try new things and get out of your comfort zone in order to find them. So like, it's been years for me of trying to expand my network, and I don't know, you guys. There's no right or wrong answer. There's no one size fits all. So I don't know. Kim says, I want to come to Seattle. She's never been. Sandra said she had a hard time her first couple of years. Honestly, it wasn't to the last couple that I've made friends here. Yeah. So it's interesting, right? It is pretty sometimes, Sandra says. Well, there's lots of really cool places here to go and explore. But you do have to go and seek them out. I'm lucky enough to where I have managed to step my way into a pretty good group of acquaintances that I've gotten to know pretty well this year. So I am not trying to say that I've been close to everyone immediately. Not at all. But yeah, no, I can relate, Zandra. It takes a while. And it's harder like when you're out of school, right, to meet new friends. But it is possible. So your brain, let's see. So where should we go? Where should we choose to live? And then he says, Zandra says, word. Bad weather leads to better art, right? So like, when I'm holed up in Seattle when it's raining, like, I'm just holed up in my apartment making art. But during the summer, like, I want to go out and explore and play because I've waited all year for the good weather. And Austin is saying that when he lived in Cleveland, he got a lot done during the brutal months of the winter. Now that he lives in Texas, he gets all of his work done in the wicked hot summers. So there's like an ebb and a flow and a season of things. And yeah, so I will agree with that, with like the bad weather, so to speak, or whatever weather you don't prefer. Like, it's easy to get down and get creative. And like I think Zandra and Kim were saying, a lot of people that are extroverted, tend to go out and still do social things during those months, whereas some of us that are more introverted will go and do our creative things. Zandra says she called him names in the book for that. I want it to be nice all the time so I don't feel beholden to good weather. Right. Yeah. So that's why I want to be a snowbird, right? Like, I want to have a vacation home in a tropical area and a home here. So I can come here and play in the snow. I can go to the beach. I want to do all that stuff. So you and me both, Zandra. So, and again, Zandra, like, if you're not, finding all that friendly of people, like you're saying, you now have had some good friends here, but I'm always here too. We still need to go take our walk here. Zandra says, word, screw winter. Exactly. Well, I like winter. I like snowboard. So, I'll keep a little bit of it. But, if you live around interesting people and you have some good food, even if you don't know them right away, you can kind of get like a vibe for a place and find a place that feeds you creatively, socially, spiritually, and literally. Zandra says, word. Even if you set up a new home, you need to leave it now and then. The good news is that nowadays, a lot of your peers are right where you left them, on the internet. Right, Zandra? So I made like a little note here off to the side. And I said, now that I've found my home, I've made my nest with my workstation and my art station, and I have a community of friends and creatives, both online and off. I talk to a lot of them online with only occasional hangouts in person due to COVID-19. But also, let's face it, life does get busy. No matter where I am, I can stay connected. And oftentimes, I'll write a person's name in my calendar because I'll say, I haven't spoken to this person in a while. Or maybe like I have like some people that I really want to maintain contact with. And And then usually what I'll do is I'll take like an hour a day to answer messages and to reach out to people, just so that I can kind of stay in contact with some people. And sometimes I'll write their name in my calendar, like I said. So it'll be like, oh yeah, like let's schedule a hangout, or let me reach out to this person. I haven't talked to him in a while. Maybe I've got a lot of projects going on. And so then when I come across that in my calendar, I'm like, oh shit, I need to go and say hi. So Zandra says word. Another thing about, staying in contact with people, this is my unsolicited thing, advice or comment here. I know a lot of times it's really easy to get stuck in your head and say, so-and-so hasn't reached out to me and, whatever, but it's like that, the phone goes both ways. People get busy. Like I have a really good friend with 2 kids. And so it's like, sometimes we'll go months without talking to each other. And then like, I'll just reach out and, you just chat, like try not to have that. Well, they don't call me, cause you can always reach out. So that's my unsolicited thing. Yeah. And I always try to reach out to people too, if I can. But again, I get busy too. So, I think even with like lack of work and stuff right now, like I stay busy. So yeah, any more ideas, y'all? Any good words? I know Zandra's got a couple word posts here. She's cheering me on. Yeah. So let's see. Zandra says her best friend and I call each other worst best friends ever because we are so inconsistent with the communication. Yep, the worst best friends ever. I love it. That's really cute. Oh, I want to make a painting that says worst best friend ever and be like a little friendship gift. It's super funny. Yeah, so anyway, today I think I have some photos. I definitely have some work to do. I think I need to do my morning pages, even though it's not morning anymore, and then organize my thoughts. We've got Dad Poda Art. Hey there. Welcome to the chat. I think, not sure if we've gotten an opportunity to talk to you, but welcome. We're just ending the live stream right now, but every Sunday at 2:00, we come on here and we talk about art and creativity, and we kind of chat. So if there's, do you happen to have this book, Steal Like an Artist, or are you just kind of tuning in to chat with us? Because that would be dope to have you come back. And anything artistic that you have planned today, if you'd like to share, we'd love to hear it. So he says, hope you're good. We're friends on Facebook. Oh, what? What's your name? I see Dad Poda Art. Now I gotta know. Whoops. All right, well, I'll seek you out here. Shoot me a message. And we'll chat. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. Well, welcome. Like I said, we are just wrapping it up. It is every Sunday at 2:00 Pacific Daylight Time right now. Oh, yeah. Abu Bakar. Yes. Right on. Oh, you do the calligraphy, right? I think you do the calligraphy. I like your stuff. It's pretty cool. Right on, you guys. Well, I'm glad that you showed up. It was nice to have you. And let's connect. Let's connect again. Yes, your stuff's beautiful. I totally know you. Yes. Right on. Awesome. Will you have any cool projects that you're doing? I know we have some people in here doing a music video right now. We have some people doing a really nice 3-panel stained glass piece, some commission. Yep. Right on. All right. Well, love you guys. It was really great to see you. Thank you for joining. Hopefully we'll see you again next time. I'm going to end it. You can probably go through and rewatch it if you want to see more about what we were talking about. And I'd love to have you again. So again, I hope you guys have a wonderful, creative week. It was really awesome to chat with y'all and to have everybody in here. So I'm going to bow out now, and you guys have a lovely, lovely week. Kim says, have a great week and keep making art. Yes, perfect. All right. Love you guys. Take it easy.